I wish someone told me this sooner, that planning my surf sessions, especially around the fall and winter time, didn't just rely on checking Surfline. And whether it says 2 to 3 foot in fair, 2 to 3 foot in poor, 4 to 5 foot in fair, 4 to 5 foot in poor, or any of those numbers, that actually it depended on mastering a couple key factors. My name is Matt Pagan, and I run the Under Construction Surf Club. I run Pagan USA, I shape under Pagan surfboards, and I'm a former professional surfer from Los Angeles, California. El Porto is my home break, and I want to break down some things that I use every time that I go and surf my home break. During the summertime, El Porto is a mix of wind swell and long period south swell. And actually what these swells do is they fill in all the trenches and all the holes that the winter storms left behind the season prior. And what that does, it actually flattens out the sandbars. So when fall arrives, we get a mix of both west and northwest swells, both long and short period. But there's a challenge. That flat bottom from the summer actually creates a recipe for closeouts. So how do I plan a session that's worth paddling out for? Here are my top 3 checks. First, I look for any swell with a 260-degree direction. That's due west, so anything from 255 to 280. El Porto eats up west swells, but if the sandbars are still flat, this can mean actually straight, unbroken closeouts. So second, I always check for a secondary short period swell. It could be from the west or the northwest. This combination of 2 swells crossing together can actually create corners, especially with a higher or mid tide, and make otherwise tricky conditions kind of feasible and rideable. Thirdly, I take mental notes or I journal about spots. This I've done for over 20 years, and now I know where to check and when to check, and which spots are best under different conditions. If the main swell is long period, I'll look for areas protected by jetties or piers, and I'll know which tides to go out on. Ideally, a mid-tide where it's not too shallow is actually what I look for this time of year. El Porto can be a tricky wave to navigate, especially in the fall. But knowing these factors and knowing all the variables and creating some sort of map around the variables actually makes surfing a bit more fun. And then when you nail it, it makes surfing really fun. I wanted to give you guys a little snapshot into how I've looked at surfing over the last 20 years in Los Angeles. I hope this helps. So take what you can and let's keep building.